The film Cabrini tells the powerful and inspiring true story of Francesca Cabrini, an Italian immigrant nun who arrives in New York City at the turn of the 20th century to fulfill a mission to improve the lives of the marginalized and forgotten Italian immigrants living in poverty and despair. Against widespread prejudice, systemic discrimination, and relentless challenges, Cabrini's resilience, faith, and boldness drive her to build an empire of compassion. Introduction: Arrival in New York. The film begins with Francesca Cabrini, alongside a group of her fellow nuns, disembarking in New York Harbor. They are immediately greeted not by opportunity but by hostility. The bustling streets of the city showcase a harsh reality for immigrants' abject poverty, illness, and overwhelming squalor. Anti-Italian sentiment is rampant. Cabrini witnesses orphan children being mocked, families being rejected at hospitals, and police dismissing Italian lives as insignificant. In an early confrontation, a priest informs Cabrini that the Pope's mission for her to help the immigrant Italians will be almost impossible to achieve. The archdiocese sees her as a nuisance, and the city's elite view Italians as filth that must be contained to slums like 5 Points. Nevertheless, Cabrini declares she will stay. "I was sent by the Pope, and I will not disappoint him." 5 Points and the orphanage. Cabrini and her sisters arrive in 5 Points, one of New York's most dangerous and impoverished neighborhoods. They take over a dilapidated building to serve as an orphanage, where they begin caring for abandoned Italian children. The orphans live in filth, malnourished and diseased. Cabrini insists they deserve dignity and love, regardless of their circumstances. The film showcases Cabrini's relentless determination to improve their lives. She prioritizes education, teaching the children English so they can grow into great American citizens while instilling pride in their Italian heritage. Cabrini faces local resistance, with government officials refusing to fund her work, deeming Italians undeserving of aid. Opposition and prejudice. Much of Cabrini's struggles arise from institutional barriers. A city official refuses her requests for funds, citing racism. The city doesn't help people of the Latin persuasion. The archdiocese orders her to solicit money only from Italians, forcing her to rely on the very people she seeks to uplift: poor, struggling immigrants. The prejudice is palpable. When Cabrini attempts to expand her orphanage, she is told that Italians bring crime and filth. Authorities fine her for overpopulating the orphanage and threaten eviction. The mayor, portraying the city's elite, asserts that Italians are a blight on our New York. Cabrini's response is unwavering. When asked to obey orders, she defiantly declares, "Begin the mission, and the means will come." Building a community. Despite the obstacles, Cabrini builds a sense of hope within the Italian community. A pivotal turning point occurs when journalist Theodore Calloway writes an article titled "Even Rats Have It Better," exposing the dire conditions of Italian slums. Calloway praises Cabrini's efforts to save children from disease and starvation, stating that her orphanage is a beacon of light in a city riddled with darkness. Cabrini's message resonates: "We are all human beings. We are all children of God." This belief drives her to continue expanding her mission, even as her health deteriorates due to post-tubercular symptoms. Doctors warn her that she has a limited time to live, but Cabrini refuses to slow down. "In that case, I should get to work," she insists. A tragedy and a new mission. A tragic accident occurs when a steam pump explosion kills several Italian workers, including children Cabrini cares for. She is devastated by the preventable loss of life. Dr. Murphy, a sympathetic physician, informs Cabrini that the hospital serving 5 Points is bankrupt and will close. Murphy believes Cabrini is the only person capable of saving it. Although hesitant, Cabrini resolves to take on this monumental task. She envisions a hospital that serves both the poor and wealthy, a place where immigrants receive the same medical care as the city's elite. However, her request for funding is repeatedly denied. Banks refuse to loan money to people like you, forcing Cabrini to seek support from wealthy immigrants, including Italian businessman DeSalvo. DeSalvo, however, dismisses her appeals, refusing to fund any venture associated with the church. Undeterred, Cabrini leverages her connections, rallying support from immigrants of all backgrounds. Irish, Jewish, and Polish communities unite under her vision. Murphy, inspired by Cabrini, introduces her to influential men willing to form a board of directors for the hospital. The fight for a hospital. Cabrini secures a dilapidated building to transform into a hospital, but the challenges mount. The Jesuits, who once owned the property, warn that the land lacks water, a necessity for the hospital. Cabrini and her team dig tirelessly, searching for a well. Against the odds, they succeed, proving yet again that faith and hard work can overcome any obstacle. The mayor intensifies his campaign against Cabrini. Authorities arrest her for organizing an Italian festival, seizing the funds she raised. The archdiocese, fearful of further backlash, orders Cabrini to disband her institutions and return to Italy. Cabrini refuses, stating her mission has barely begun. Defiance and triumph. In a climactic confrontation, Cabrini storms City Hall to confront the mayor. She delivers a fiery speech condemning his racism and declaring her intent to fight for the dignity of all people. "I am a woman, I am Italian, and I am done with little men like you." Cabrini's boldness inspires renewed support from the public and press. Calloway publishes a front-page story exposing the city's corruption and prejudice. With donations pouring in, Cabrini finally secures the funds needed to complete the hospital. The final scenes showcase the hospital's construction, a monumental achievement born from Cabrini's unyielding spirit. Conclusion: a legacy of compassion. The film closes with Cabrini standing before the completed hospital, surrounded by children, immigrants, and her devoted sisters. She reflects on her journey, the battles fought, lives saved, and prejudices overcome. Cabrini's legacy is cemented as a pioneer who transformed New York, proving that even the most marginalized can rise to greatness. In a final, emotional moment, Cabrini declares, "We are bold, or we die." Her words resonate as a testament to courage, faith, and the power of one individual to change the world. Themes and impact. The film emphasizes themes of resilience, equality, and justice. Cabrini's unwavering belief in the dignity of all people challenges a society rife with prejudice. Her story highlights the immigrant experience, drawing parallels to modern struggles for inclusion and equality. Cabrini is not just a historical drama but a universal tale of hope, faith, and the enduring fight for human dignity. Cabrini's internal struggles, faith and health. While Francesca Cabrini is a beacon of strength for others, the film also delves into her internal struggles. Her deteriorating health serves as a poignant reminder of her humanity. Post-tubercular symptoms leave her gasping for air, collapsing from sheer exhaustion after every major obstacle she overcomes. Doctors repeatedly advise her to rest, warning that she has only a few years to live, at best. Cabrini's response is emblematic of her unwavering resolve: "If I have 2 years, I will do the work of 10. Her faith remains an anchor throughout the film. In moments of despair, Cabrini prays fervently, asking for guidance and strength. Her conversations with her sisters reveal her deep emotional burden. She confides that she fears for the children if she does not complete her mission. Cabrini's belief in divine providence, "He who strengthens us," fuels her determination to press on, regardless of the cost to her body. New York's systemic prejudice. The narrative amplifies the systemic barriers immigrants face. The Archdiocese's order for Cabrini to seek funding only from Italians highlights the hypocrisy of religious and political institutions. Cabrini points out the contradiction with biting clarity: "You ask me to fund the needs of impoverished Italians, entirely from impoverished Italians." This systemic oppression isn't limited to her mission, it's woven into the very fabric of New York society. The mayor serves as a personification of this prejudice. He repeatedly calls for a New York for New Yorkers, dismissing Italians as a wave of brown-skinned filth. He insists that the city must draw a line to preserve its prosperity. These sentiments reflect the broader xenophobic attitudes of the time, where immigrant communities, Italians, Irish, Jews, were scapegoated for societal problems. At every turn, Cabrini challenges these attitudes. When authorities fine her for organizing an Italian festival, she refuses to accept their corruption. Her impassioned speech to the mayor is a defining moment of the film: "We are all human beings. We are all children of God." Cabrini's fiery defiance galvanizes both the Italian community and sympathetic allies throughout the city. The explosion, a turning point. A critical turning point occurs with the steam pump explosion, which tragically kills multiple Italian workers, including orphans under Cabrini's care. This moment devastates her. The loss is portrayed as avoidable. Had there been adequate health care or safety protocols, lives could have been saved. Dr. Murphy, Cabrini's ally, tells her bluntly, "If this were empty Carmel Hospital, those men would still be alive." This tragedy solidifies Cabrini's resolve to build a hospital. No longer content with small victories, she envisions a grand institution that serves everyone, poor and rich alike. Her vision transcends charity; it is about equality and justice. Cabrini seeks to prove that immigrant lives are as valuable as those of the elite. Rallying the immigrant communities. With Dr. Murphy's help, Cabrini gathers influential figures from immigrant communities, Irish, Polish, and Jewish leaders to form a board of directors for the hospital. She appeals to their shared experiences of prejudice, reminding them of the slurs their fathers once endured: kike, Mick, Polak. Cabrini challenges them to reclaim those words and turn them into something beautiful, a hospital that will serve as a symbol of dignity and hope. Her impassioned speech resonates deeply. The leaders pledge their support, recognizing that Cabrini's mission transcends race or ethnicity. This scene underscores the film's central message: solidarity among marginalized groups is the key to overcoming systemic oppression. The arrest and Cabrini's showdown. As the hospital nears completion, the mayor escalates his campaign against Cabrini. Authorities arrest her for organizing fundraising festivals, seizing all the money collected. The scene is a gut-wrenching blow. Cabrini had been on the verge of success, and now it appears all her efforts are undone. However, Cabrini refuses to yield. She storms City Hall, demanding to speak with the mayor. In a heated exchange, Cabrini delivers a speech that encapsulates her entire mission: "I am a woman. I am Italian. And I am done with little men like you." Her courage leaves the mayor visibly shaken, and the press seizes the opportunity to amplify Cabrini's voice. The journalist Calloway publishes a front-page story exposing the corruption and prejudice within City Hall. Public opinion begins to shift, and donations pour in from across the city. Cabrini's message that immigrant lives matter resonates beyond the Italian community. The final text on screen honors Cabrini's contributions, stating that her work transformed the lives of countless immigrants and inspired a movement of compassion and equality. Conclusion. Cabrini is a moving and deeply inspirational film that celebrates the power of faith, compassion, and perseverance. Francesca Cabrini's story serves as a timeless reminder that one person, armed with conviction and love, can change the world. Her legacy lives on in every act of kindness, every fight for justice, and every belief in the dignity of all people. As the final credits roll, viewers are left with a sense of awe and gratitude for Cabrini's extraordinary courage. Her journey is not just a story from the past, it is a call to action for the present and future. If you enjoy watching this video, then subscribe to Angel Recaps for the latest movies explanation.